I think there's something here that I would like to just, complement our talk here, because that's what I say to all the people in the other side, that we don't make any plans here. We just start to talk and develop the conversation. And sometimes we
Yeah.
remember something. And I used to tell people, because they say, oh, so do you work from home? And I'm like, yeah, since 2016, that I do that. So, but as you can see, people experienced, that working from home is way better. Like you said, they don't lose time, in the traffic. They can eat their
Mm,
own food at home, so they save some
yeah.
money. So this makes them, I would say, product a little bit more. So I would say
Hmm.
that our market was the first, or one of the first ones, to introduce the home office kind of thing. And now it's everybody pretty much doing that. And I think that's something that, uh, I don't see that people coming back to those big offices like used to be in the past. And do this, because of that. I'm sorry, because of that, David. I have another question for you, and I also want Murilo that also tell me a little bit more about what he's been facing with this. How COVID, change your way of working. I know that your way of living a lot, but to all of us. But I want to hear from you, David. How does it work? Change it, like the way of you work. And
Mm.
after that, Murilo, please. I also want to hear from you, my friend.
Mm. And that's really interesting, Beto, because as per with your experience, I've been working from home since 2015. So it's been 6 years now. So when all of this happened last year, everyone was going to work at home, and everyone was so like, "Oh, we're going to work from home." Some excited, some afraid, and I was like, "Yeah, well, this is nothing new for me." You sort of develop your schedule. You get up, you shower, you show up. You have your KPIs, and especially in our line of work, we work through a number of KPIs, number of applications, number of paid deposits, number of approved visas, and that's how that and our targets, of course, in terms of commencements for the year, and that's how we are measured. So for our industry, probably working from home wasn't that of a big change. I think what changed was the way we engage with the agents and with the sector and colleagues in general, because in the past we used to do some calls, but then going into the offices, going into the agent premises, doing the agent fairs, having 50 people for an on the ground seminar, having one-on-one sessions with students, meeting with parents, and going to fairs and the ICEPs in Berlin and Miami and so forth. That was sort of our day to day. I remember beginning last year, first quarter last year, I was in Mexico, Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, and Colombia doing a lot of events and so forth. And then all of that was gone because of the travel restrictions. So I think what has changed is the engagement. Now everyone embraced online and virtuality. Everyone embraced webinars, live sessions, and I find myself that instead of going to 3 or 4 meetings a day when I was visiting, I don't know, Bogota or Sao Paulo, I am doing 3 or 4 trainings, including a live session and including a webinar session for students. So that's sort of what the calendar looks like on a weekly basis. It's all about digital engagement. Um, I do miss that personal interaction, and I hope that is something that we can recover for sure when everything is back to some sort of sense of normality, because being able to like shake hands to the agent and being able to like meet with the students and so forth is, I think, is part of our business, having that personal touch, that personal contact. um but I'm not really sure, again, because now that we have done everything online, we've done webinars and we can reach 500 people through a Zoom meeting, then what is the point on paying for a venue that can hold up to 500 people when we can just do it for free, almost, over Zoom or over Google Meet? So we will see how our meetings, like the big conferences and so forth, which are really important for knowledge development and for uh, peer meeting and colleagues meeting as well, are going to change. So I would say, in short, that the engagement, the way we engage with the students and with the agents is how it's what is different for me now. Mm.
And for you, Murillo, the same, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's the same because we miss this touch with our agencies and our partners, and to have a happy hour or a trip together.
A
So
coffee.
a coffee and work together in a coffee. Uh, so I think it's the most difficult part. We have no balance in this part of our lives now. So I think it's the most difficult part of this pandemic is this.
Mm.
And I would say that we have a funny thing because we're all, Brazilians, Colombians, Latin Americans. We all like these to be close to people. We like to
No
talk to them,
personal
to
space
say, yeah,
whatsoever.
say hello, shake hands, give a hug,
Yeah.
and after that, go to a happy hour, drink something. I remember Murillo. We used to work with David in the past, and always when he had to come to Colombia was a big event. So he was coming with other people from the United States, from Canada. Man, that was so nice because we were there for like 3 4 days, working, having fun. That was the best thing because we had fun and we worked. And this is something that is difficult sometimes to tell people they are not from our industry, that, hey, yeah, we work, but we have a lot of fun. So, and this is, I think, that we miss a lot. you know
This is
uh
part of our job, right?
yes.
And to have to drink because a lot of friends just asking me like, "Oh, I just see you drinking and join the parties and everything else." And I say, for sure, this is part of my job. I
I
have to.
was working.
Yeah, I was
you were
working exactly.
you were at the pub and like, oh, what you doing at the pub? I'm working. And they're like, what? you know
Yeah,
but
two
yeah.
years ago we went. I don't know if you know, David, but there's a song here in Brazil called Axé, and we went to a Axé concert
he
here.
knows he knows Murillo.
Really? Yeah, we went to a show during a congress that we went to Espírito Santo here in Brazil, and we went all
Yes.
together, a lot of people, and we were working there. Well, we were like having fun for sure, but the main point there, it was the job.
Mm,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Being able to engage with people physically and sharing experiences. Like also when we are doing these big road shows. Let's say that there is an agent fair that is traveling through Brazil, through Colombia, Peru, Ecuador. So you get that sense of camaraderie with these people that are your colleagues, your peers, and then you get to share experiences. Oh, how you work with this agent, and in a way, just to share how you approach certain situations, the fact that you've had similar experiences dealing with particular types of students and so forth. So that's also part, being able to talk with your colleagues and just to engage with them, because, well, of course we have the WhatsApp and so forth, but everyone is so busy, everyone is so stressed out, trying to make it work, trying to engage as much as possible, that those spaces are also really really valuable. Mm.
Yeah, and I think it's, that's, you just said, David, that's you raise a question that, I was going to ask, but you already mentioned something. And I met Murillo in a ISEF event in São Paulo.
Mm.
Uh, I After a while we didn't see each other. We were working for different institutions, and we saw
Mm.
each other in Berlin, in
Mhm.
Miami. So we
Mhm.
had we had a good time there. And these were like big events, huge events, like you mentioned, where you talk to your own people, like Brazilians, but also you talk to Colombians, you talk to Turkish, to Arabians,
Mm.
all over the place. And this is really good for experience, for knowledge. And we see that after 1 year, pretty much, because I would say that I remember that in February, at this time, I was in Colombia. I was in Bogota. When I went back to Brazil, we went to Cuiabá, and then we had, the lockdown, the everything
Yeah.
stopped. So it's been like that was my last fair. Was this one in Cuiabá? Um, and 1 year without fairs, without congress, without workshops. We used to go to workshops for the agent workshops. Nothing. So my question for you here, David, is that
Mm,
what are your feelings regarding those big events? Are we still going to
mm,
have Edu Expo, or ISEF, those big ones, Alfie, whatever? And also the workshop, the agents workshop, how do you see that, and do you see the trend for the online to be very, oh, it's going to be everything online? So give me your
mm.
thoughts regarding that.